So I'm making this video for, well, self-explanatory reasons. We don't need to get into details. This is a music channel after all, not some drama channel on the trending page. But anyways, I don't really know what else to talk about right now. This is the only thing that's on my mind, so I thought, why not make a video about breakup songs? Maybe it'll be therapeutic. Whenever this kind of thing happens to me, I have a pretty specific cycle of moods and feelings that follow the breakup, and like with anything else in my life, there's always going to be music to help reflect that mood. So join me on this dramatic musical journey as I work my way back to being a functioning member of society. Step 1 of the journey, complete and utter sadness, really. This is the part of the story where you're just kind of laying in bed, not doing anything, and wallowing in all that sorrow, depression, misery, all that good stuff. For music during this phase, I'm not even necessarily picking songs that revolve around breakups and love loss and whatnot. I'm just picking the saddest songs I can think of and just kind of going through it, you know? Lucky for us, there's a pretty infinite list of sad songs out there. Personally for me, Sufjan Stevens is on heavy rotation during this part of the journey. Songs like Casimir Pulaski Day and John Wayne Gacy are perfect sad songs, but 4th of July just hits me so hard every single time. It's about Sufjan's mom, who abandoned him as a child, and in this song she's dying of cancer, and this is their last conversation. It's gut-wrenching and absolutely beautiful.
Just before I say goodbye, my star in the sky.
Another top-tier sad song is Limousine by Brand New. The story behind this one is so heartbreaking. I'll put the full story from the lead singer of the group on screen now, so pause it if you want to read it. But basically, it's a true story about a little girl dying in a car crash right after being the flower girl in her aunt's wedding. And last but not least, to end this little segment, we'll throw in the classic Fast Car by Tracy Chapman. On the surface, it may seem relatively almost sweet, but reread those lyrics over and over again and you'll see why I'm adding this in. So after moving on from just pure, vague sadness, we can start addressing the breakup itself. And again, luckily for us, there are plenty of songs in this department to choose from. But right now, I want to stick to a specific theme of not quite being over the breakup yet. This is the whole phase of wanting the person back, confusion, self-pity, and so on. One of my favorite songs ever is Modern Baseball's Pothole, and this song is the epitome of the mood that I'm trying to describe. It's a very soft, gentle acoustic guitar track with only one very emo, very dramatic verse. The last few lines specifically ring so true of this part of the whole breakup cycle. I can be everything you need if you make me. I can be every crack in your concrete if you let me off easy. I can be easily deceived if you want that, but you are the ember of my heart.
Whether you like that or no.
Another one that fits here would be the English indie folk singer Keaton Henson and his song You Don't Know How Lucky You Are. This is basically Keaton asking his ex if her new man loves her in the same way that Keaton does. If I was going to describe this song in one word, it would be fragile. Keaton is very talented, and P.S. the Tiny Desk version of this song is amazing too.
Does he know?
And so what comes right after you're all sad and self-pitying and you want the other person back? For me at least, this is where I start getting more angry and almost glad that the breakup happened. Instead of blaming yourself, now you're blaming the other person, and for this section of the video, there's only one song that exemplifies this feeling to perfection, and that is the song F It by Eamon. I want to tell you about my personal experiences with this song because I think it's kind of a funny story. So this came out in 2004, and probably a year or two after that, I got my first iPod. So I was like 8 or 9 years old when I first heard this song, and you know those memes where it's like me when I was in middle school listening to whatever, but acting like it was relevant to me anyway? I was a child listening to this super explicit song about relationships and cheating and calling one another horrible things, and there were details in these lyrics that I did not understand yet, but boy did I love this song then, and boy have I loved this song ever since then. I have not found anything that is as dramatic, as catchy, and upfront and direct as this, and yeah. Thank you, Eamon, for letting me get my emotions out over the years.
Now you're asking for me back, you're just another hack. Look elsewhere.
And from here on out, I think it can vary a little bit. If we want to have a little bit of a relapse on sadness, we can play Coldest Winter by Kanye and further that idea that we're moving on.
Goodbye, my friend. Will I ever love again?
Or maybe you want to go for another very explicit, very direct song, but this time in the form of something way more lighthearted, like CeeLo Green's classic breakup song. This one seems a little forced for me, you know? Like almost a little bit too on the nose. I think I would play this in situations where I think I've moved on, but I actually probably haven't.
Now, baby, why hurt me so bad? So bad.
But no matter what direction you go in and what mood you start feeling after you're closing up with this cycle, I always want to feel a certain sense of warmth and safety. I can actually pinpoint the exact date of the last time I had a breakup because I remember tweeting the following: "What's a song you like to listen to when it feels like your life is falling apart?" I got a lot of good answers, but there was one song that comforted me then, and it's comforting me now too, and it's called Home Again by a musician named Michael Kiwanuka. This song is like a warm blanket and a friend that is telling you that everything is gonna be okay. I played a lot of super dramatic, oh no, my life is over kind of songs today, and during the process of you trying to feel better, those are perfectly fine, but I really hope that after a while, you can move on from those and play something like this instead.
One day I know I feel home again.
If you're able to move on and start worrying about being happy for yourself without the aid of that other person, that's when things are looking up. Breaking up is hard to do, but that's life. Things will move on. You'll be fine. Time heals all wounds, all that kind of stuff. If anyone's going through something similar right now, I hope you feel better, and I'm gonna try to do the same. Thank you for watching that video. Obviously, something like this doesn't happen much, and I just kind of needed to vent a little bit, so sorry if that was too personal, I don't know. But anyways, if you want to support the channel, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow me on social media at RenshawHS. You can buy my merch, support my Patreon, and thank you again. I'll see you soon.